Hello, world, and welcome to our podcast. We're two pals with different viewpoints, thoughts, who really don't know much, discuss news, politics, conspiracy theories, and much, much more. One's a genius, the other's an idiot. Are they both geniuses?
Or are they both idiots?
You be the judge. Now, live from beautiful Central Florida, and Trippi's coming in live from
Alabama,
Alabama,
Huntsville,
Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville.
Hey, move your screen down a little bit, buddy, so I can see your head. You're cutting your mustache off.
I know I got a big giant screen to you and a tiny screen to me. Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you fine.
All right.
All
That's what
right, so
matters.
welcome to the Political No-Brainer. Your host tonight, on your right, who's always right, is Zach. And to your left, who's never right, Coach Trippy.
Center right, center right.
Center
Here we
right.
are today. A new day, a new dawn,
Let me
a
fix
new
this.
presidential candidate.
How's that? Did I just enlarge your screen?
No.
Go up in the top
What's
corner where it says View, click
right?
on that, and then go to Multi-Speaker, or go to
Uh,
Gallery, or go to Speaker.
Gallery. There we go. Ha ha.
Are you on Gallery or Multi-Speaker?
Gallery.
Perfect. All right.
Yes,
See,
sir. Gallery.
one's an idiot,
And
the
the
other's a
others,
genius.
yep, there it is.
Laura, you can edit
Whoop,
this out.
there it is.
What's going on, playa? Live from
What?
Alabama.
Huntsville,
You
Huntsville.
belong in Greenbow, Alabama.
I belong in Huntsville where my beautiful son is swimming tomorrow.
So instead of Jenny, it's Jeffy. Are you in Alabama? I was
Alabama.
running. So what's
So,
so we're doing a
what's,
special from the road podcast because the old Tripperoo's on a family vacation. The kids got a swim meet, I guess a big championship meet or something.
yes, sir. It's huge, huge. It's
Bigly,
two steps from the Olympics.
bigly.
Trials, that is.
The
It's
Olympics
big.
are in Paris this year,
Well, he won't make it to this year's, but
obviously.
when he's
He has to
21.
be 18 or 21 to go to the Olympics.
No, you can be as little. We've had our team has had kids trying out for the Olympics at the age of 15.
How old was what's the gymnast, the black girl,
Uh,
Biles,
She was very young.
Simone Biles? Yeah.
Simone Miles. Yeah, very
Is she
young.
like 15 or
13.
16, right? Or 13, really, in the
I
Olympics?
thought I could look it up. I got the phone charging here. You want me to look it up?
Oh, look it up. Look it
Simone
up.
Miles.
Folks, I'm
Let's
not at
see
the
what
beach. I'm actually in my office today.
and I am actually in Alabama.
He is. He's
I
in. Are
really
you in a
am.
hotel room or are you staying at a timeshare?
Airbnb.
Airbnb. That's the way to
Airbnb,
go
if you
these
want to
days.
sponsor us, it's a great way to go. Simone Miles. Biles. Simone Biles.
We went to when we went up to visit my mom for her 90th birthday back in May. My brother-in-law got an Airbnb and that place was spectacular.
She had 37 medals.
She's spectacular.
She was with seven
I
Olympic.
could tell you're on an ancient computer because your camera makes you rather pixely.
It does.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Jeez.
There's a light above you that's shining off your head.
So she was born in 1997.
So what's that make her now?
That even just makes her maybe 27 years old, maybe.
Yeah,
So
she'll be
you're
30 and
talking,
27. So
yeah.
what
So
Olympics was she? What was her first Olympics?
I'm looking that up. Olympic Games. Uh,
But yeah, this year's Olympics are in France. Parlez-vous français?
Parlez-vous français? They are in
Oui. I
France.
don't speak French, but I am
I'm
French.
seeing one as early as 2013, the balance beam. So 2013, that's the earliest I'm seeing. It's really not
What year
working
was she
with me.
born?
She was in Antwerp in 2013 on the balance beam.
What year was she burned?
That's what I'm going back to. I got to scroll, buddy. 1997.
She was
So she would
16.
have been 16.
Yep, yep.
16. You were right. 13 was a little young for that.
I
But
think 16 is the minimum.
no, we had a 15-year-old from our team.
You're
At
lying.
is that Nicholas? Isn't the girl that just did the Olympic tryouts for the Lakers 15? Yep, 15-year-old. We had a 15-year-old.
Oh,
The
that's cool.
Lakers is the
So,
swim team of the
funny
future.
story about the Olympics. 1994, I was in the special. No, I wasn't in the Olympics. Um, 1990. My parents were both school teachers, and if Van Halen wants to
Oh,
sponsor us,
if Van Halen wants to, I like the one that does the blue tequila. What's his name?
Sammy, Sammy
Sammy
Hagar,
Hagar.
Hammy Sagar.
I saw
Anyway,
him at the Hard Rock.
I just saw him. Well, during COVID, when we saw him at the Dr. Phillips Center, they had us in little booths outside. It's
Oh, really?
ridiculous.
Oh, COVID. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it
you
was.
complied with that? You just wanted to see Sammy Hagar so bad,
I didn't wear a mask,
but you're in a booth,
and I walked around.
segregated.
I walked
That's
around.
literal segregation, and you're a
It
white
is,
boy.
and I'm white.
Oh, what
Well,
is
anyway,
going on?
so in 1984, I was 15, I guess. I don't remember. I don't think I was driving. So anyway, my parents were school teachers, and we drove cross country. And my dad, as part of the cross country trip, so he could write it off on his taxes, we went to Arkansas, and we stayed at the Southern Arkansas University because he had to do a week-long workshop, teacher's workshop. So we got to write the trip off, you know?
Did I have anything in my teeth?
No, you're going to get a knuckle sandwich like that. Anyway, so while we were there, the West German Olympic team was there practicing before the 84 Olympics in Los Angeles. And then we followed them to Los Angeles and we got to go see them. So
Really?
I went to the 84 Olympics. It was spectacular.
That is amazing.
It's amazing, Larry.
Wow.
So yeah,
And your mom?
that was kind of cool. It was a memory. I remember being in LA and we were down at the Coliseum and we went to go see some or whatever. What's the university in LA? Is it UCLA that's in LA?
UCLA.
Yeah, yeah. We went. They had their swimming pool. That's where they had the swimming competition. We went to go see that. We saw a bunch of stuff. It was cool.
Hence the old saying, what do you see in the California fog? UCLA.
Oh. So we went to that. Yeah, so that's my Olympic story. I was an Olympic hopeful.
Yes.
82, we stayed at Arkansas.
82.
84? I don't remember. Anyway, but it was the 84 Olympics. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we went
Yeah.
twice cross country. I've been to every state except for Alaska and Hawaii at least twice. Some a lot more.
Yep.
I
We
almost moved to
boycotted.
I
I
almost
think
moved to
the
California.
really.
Yes.
I can't
I would
imagine you living in
I would have been a
California.
libetard like you.
No,
Is
you would have
this
never adapted. It's
isn't
like
that
I
like
lived
the
in New
rule?
York and I was never like them.
Isn't that like the rule?
No, it's no rule at all. It's a
I
free
thought if you
country.
move to California, you got to
There's
be.
actually Republican representatives in the House of Representatives from California.
If you move to California, you got to be a weirdo.
No. I think California would be beautiful. It's very expensive though.
Well, when
So I
I
think
went there, so I went there in 1988. I graduated high school in 87, and I went out there in 88 to go see my friend Dory, who has since passed away. God rest her soul. Um, and her parents absolutely adored me, and they were trying to convince me to move out there. Her dad was going to get me a job working while I was taking the test because I was going to go work for the sheriff's department out there, the San Luis Obispo Sheriff's Department.
could you imagine you're not allowed to arrest anybody? Isn't that how it goes now?
Well, no, but here's the crazy thing, right? So I moved back home, and what happens? The Rodney King riots, and it was like right there. I was like, woo, boy, I missed that one. Good Lord, Lord have mercy. But the guy would have got me a job. I met the sheriff because my friend Dory's dad was friends with the sheriff, and he was like, as soon as you turn 21, son, you're coming on. You're my boy. You're working for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, Penn said I did not move to California. I got homesick. I was out there for like 2 weeks, and I loved it, but I didn't know anybody. You know, like my homies were all back home.
Yeah.
And I get back home to Jersey, and everybody's, couldn't wait to see me and party. And I was like, I'm thinking of moving to California. They're like, you're drunk. I was like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
And then I
Uh,
almost moved to Arizona. I went out to Phoenix to visit a
now
friend
that's
out
a nice
there.
place.
Phoenix was cool. Very cool. Different town. Definitely different.
Yeah,
And then I
that's a nice
finally
place.
ended up moving to Dallas. I lived in Dallas for a year and a half, and then we moved here, and I've been here for 30 years. This August will be 30 years I've been in Florida.
I'm coming on about 41 years now.
And we've known each other pretty
40
much since I moved
the
to
whole
Florida.
30 years. Yeah. Yeah,
Did I ever
we
tell you
haven't.
how I got the job at Gators?
No.
Who was the district manager back
Mike
in
Frost.
Mike? Yeah, Frosty.
Mike Frost.
I was
Yeah.
at a career fair, not as an applicant. My ex-wife was a district manager for Victoria's Secrets. I know what Victoria's Secret is. She's a lesbian. No. Um, she might be. I don't know. The
It's
guy who owns
okay.
Victoria's Secrets is actually gay, but that's he owns structures and Victoria's Secret. They're not even around anymore. Half of the
They're
stores, but
not right.
a lot of them are. But anyway, so I set up her table. I was, and this guy standing there. He's got a table set up, and it was for Gators. They were recruiting, and me and him were talking. And he's like, "What do you do?" And I got into it, and blah blah blah. And he's like, "You ever think about being a restaurant manager?" And I said, "Don't you need a culinary degree or something?" He's like, "No."
That sounds like Mike Frost. No.
And I want to. That wasn't my first restaurant job. So I had restaurant experience. I worked as a manager, assistant manager for Chili's at the airport for a brief moment.
Yeah, that probably was not the best.
Oh, the GM. Well, first of all, the
Not
district
only that,
manager.
I worked at the airport. It was awful. Just trying to get to
You know
work could
what?
take
I
a
totally
lifetime.
screwed that story up. It wasn't Frosty I met there. I met Frosty somewhere else. And I met the guy I took my first job with was Chili's, and it wasn't a Brinker's Chili's. It was Host Marriott because they were in the airport,
In the
right?
airport. Yep.
And I went to work there. I met Frosty. Where did I meet Frosty?
I
It
think you
may have
just
been.
applied. You sent a
Uh,
resume
I
in.
don't remember, or maybe it was at a career fair. I don't know why I'm getting them confused.
I thought you just applied.
I don't know. But then, funny story is, when I was working for Sandra, one of my regulars was a food and beverage manager for the airport Marriott, if you remember. Do you remember Tim? He used to come in all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he told Sandra he was going to steal me. And Sandra's like, "You won't." He's like, "I'll pay him a lot more." And Sandra's like, "You can have him." And Sandra actually
Yeah.
told me to take the job because she couldn't match what he wanted to pay me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a fun job, but
Yeah, and
there
then
was
so then I went to work for the Marriott. So I'm at Gators. We're wearing jeans and a polo, and brawling with people all the time and just having a blast. And I go work at the Marriott. Now I'm in a suit and tie, and you got to wear a jacket and
yeah,
tie.
that's brutal.
Yeah, and then uh,
It
and then 9/11 happened, and then I went to work for Planet Hollywood because they didn't even see any kind of flux in it when 9/11 happened. But the
I
Marriott,
remember when
we were at the Marriott, and remember 9/11, we were at the Marriott, and we were at 92 to 98% occupancy all the time. After 9/11, 3%. I'm like, how are they even
right.
keeping the lights on? So there was, I think, 7 food and beverage managers there, and they let all but 2 or 3 go.
So I remember 9/11, like they always say, where were you on the day 9/11 happened? I was walking into Gators in Winter Springs for work, and I was like, why is every TV on the same channel?
I was watching
And
the news also. Yeah, I was
yeah,
at work. We were watching the
every
news.
TV was on one, or if not the same channel, every
We were
TV
in
was
a
playing the same
management
thing.
meeting, and someone came in and interrupted us, and they're like, "Turn the TV on," and we're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Turn it on," and we turned it on. We're just like, "What?" I was like, "What?" So the first plane, I remember going in, and I thought someone screwed up. That was just like a little,
Right.
a little Piper Cub or something. I was like, someone's getting in trouble. That's terrible. And then we're watching it, and then all of a sudden the second one hit, and we're like, "Oh crap!" And one of the guys I worked with was a Marine reservist, but he was on the terrorist task force, and his beeper went off, and he's like, "Gotta go, guys. We're at war. See you later." And that was the last I ever saw him.
Really?
Yeah,
So do you know if he made it out?
yeah, because I shouldn't say the last I ever saw him. I've talked to him on the phone
Oh,
one
okay,
time.
okay.
His parents used to run the fairgrounds, the Central Florida Fairgrounds, and anyway,
Really?
yeah. So that was my gist of 9/11, and I remember 9/11. I got out of the restaurant industry, and that's when I got back into the automobile, and then I got into management, moved up, and blah blah blah. It's been sales ever since.
Sales. Now you're
Well,
doing
cars and bars, because I left sales for a little while, and then I worked at the Wing House, and I worked at Frogger's. I worked at every wing joint in Central Florida,
yeah. I've
and
only
then
worked at one.
then I was at the Holy Land.
All of the ones they owned, but just one.
Then I was at the Holy
The Holy
Land.
Land was a fun job.
Yeah, you came and
I
visited me.
I did. I was your sales rep.
I was the chubby Jesus. I was after the Last Supper.
You're after the last buffet.
My pastor said that once. Well, we have Zach who works at the Holy Land. He's the chubby Jesus, the one who goes after the Last Supper.
After the Last Supper. You stayed
No,
for seconds.
I did. I said, let's create more
Me
water and
too.
wine.
Me
Give me
too.
some bread, Fred.
I'm not making a joke. Great minds think alike.
I hear you. So anyway, lots to talk about. We went
Yes.
down the Zach rabbit hole for a minute about my life, but hey,
Yes.
it's an exciting life.
It is. It's been good.
So
It's been a good run.
big news. Have we talked since the assassination attempt?
No. No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's right. We had the guest on last week.
Yes. Yes. I
Yes, so
think
we
we
didn't get to
briefly
chat
covered
about
it.
it.
There's
Terrible.
all sorts of conspiracy theories.
Oh,
I'm
did
not
you
buying
watch
them.
her in Congress today? The Secret Service
Oh, she did
director?
terrible, but I mean, she
She
knew she
got
was
her head handed to her.
right, but I don't know why she walked into that. She walked into the Dan Alliance. I mean,
And
she
and the
knew she
whole
had
thing
no
she kept
support.
saying, they're like, you need to answer this question. She's like, I don't have that information.
Well, she was
They
frustrating
had to, they
Democrats and
had to
Republicans
subpoena her to
alike.
get there. And she's like, no, I was coming. They're like, we had to subpoena you, so you're a liar. I mean, they were just destroying her.
Well, you know what was funny was not funny. None of this is funny,
They
but
told her
I
they
was
asked her to
watching.
step down, and she said no.
Yeah, she said no. What's going to happen in a week? It's like everybody says no until they step down.
Oh,
Everybody says we're not
she's getting
dropping out of the
fired
race
or she's
until they
going to
drop
jail.
out of the race.
I
But
think she should be charged.
well, I mean, she can't be charged. I mean,
Negligence.
well, it's going to be hard to prove. I mean, there's a lot of variables there. I mean, they've already established that even though they know she messed up, that she wasn't criminally negligent. I mean, she said the building was on a slope. That's why I don't understand the logic of it all. The kid
Yeah,
was
have
able
you
to
seen
scale
those
the.
videos where people talk about they show her saying the building was on a slope and they're literally showing buildings like that and there's cows standing on it and stuff?
Well,
Because
I
cows like to climb up on buildings. It's the craziest
I was
thing.
watching, so I watched it for quite a bit, and I saw where the Democrat and the Republican co-chairs of, the Republicans own the House right now, but the Democrat who is his peer of this committee, they introduced themselves like we really work together on this and we want answers, and then they both spoke, and when the Democrat got on, he was talking about started off about Donald Trump getting shot, and I went into this rant about illegalizing AR-15s, and I was wondering how the Republicans sitting next to him thought, how did I get? Like the lady behind him was literally holding up giant charts about how, and I guess he was making a good point. I don't know how truthful it is, but he said there was a ban on AR-15s and similar guns and the ban expired, and after the ban expired, violent large shootings when I forget what they call them,
It's the
mass
biggest
shootings.
load of crap that ever
I
was
don't know how
brought up.
accurate it was, but she had
So
these
I
giant
actually
charts.
watched. Speaking of a rabbit hole, I'm gonna have to send it to you. I watched a video on the shooter in Las Vegas, and they were timing the the shots. Right?
That was a bump stock, though. That's another
Guy
argument.
said absolutely not. It was 100% automatic. He says that weapon was not a bump stock and it was not fast finger. It was automatic, and there was more than one gun going off.
Yeah, they keep saying that, but all they have whenever they talk about is audio, not video, and that's a hard case to prove. You could say I hear two guns, but where's the video? You
But
know?
anyway, back to Trump being the freaking savage beast that he is.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the savage beast. That's why I think it was a setup. I think they propped him
His ear so powerful that it grew back bigger than
bigly
before. It was
bigger.
so
So you seen
better.
a comedian?
And then the earpiece that got shut off is actually turned into another Trump. That's
I
my
saw the
president right
comedian
there.
saying it's gonna grow back bigger and better.
That's my president. I don't know if you've seen everybody at the RNC had bandages on their ears.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
but I did he really need a
And then
bandage at
there
that
was a
point?
baseball team the other day when the guy hit a home run and he's running the bases. As they round the bases, the whole team held their hand over their ear and their fist in the air, and he did it too. It was the Trump salute, they call it.
But here's my question: did he really still have to wear a bandage at the RNC speech?
He
Don't
got
you
a
think
hole
it?
in his ear. He got shot by an
But
AR-15.
you,
He got his
you
ear
don't think it's
pierced.
already? You don't think it's healed enough that he didn't really?
No,
Oh, come on!
it
This is
probably blew a
another.
lot of it off. I got to be honest with you. And then you got all these non-gun knowing people. Oh my gosh, it's such a lie. An AR-15 bullet would have made his head explode if he even got close to him. I'm like, Shut your cake hole. You don't even know what you're talking about. I want
No,
to
he
shoot
can.
you with an AR-15.
No, they saying, see my son in the
I
background?
do.
He's so cute. Hi, Eli.
He wants to
Where
be
you
on the
going?
the big
You want to be
shoe.
on the show? I'll get you a headphone. I'll buy you one. He said no
He has
now.
to know
I'll buy.
politics.
He knows plenty. He's a smart kid.
He's probably left like his father. Left
Eli is.
outside.
Yeah, he liked it.
Anyway, so that happened, right? But then the next bigger news, your boy stepped down.
He stepped down?
Here's a funny thing, though. I heard today Jean-Claude Van Damme would not do a press conference, and Biden's MIA. Nobody knows where he is.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Who is, isn't that an actor?
No, the press secretary. What's her name?
Oh, I don't know. He's not well.
Jean-Pierre
Oh, yeah.
Lesbian.
I don't know. I tell my wife the other day he doesn't look well. He doesn't look. I don't know. Yeah, I know you into COVID thing is another rabbit hole, but he may
Did he
be very
die?
sick from a COVID.
Did he die?
I wouldn't be surprised
Because he
if.
has not made a press statement. He has not formally come out and said anything. We got a letter that could have been written by Jill, for all we know.
Well, no, I wouldn't say if he dies, they're going to officially announce he died.
Will the
They
white will the white smoke go up the chimney?
at some point. No,
You know what that is? That's the
that's when
Pope.
they elect a new
No,
pope.
that's when the Pope dies. Oh,
No,
is a black smoke when he dies, right? And then white smoke
no,
is
the
when they
black
elect it.
smoke means they had a vote, but it failed.
Well, what is it when he dies?
It's just an announcement. They say he
Did
died.
they
There's no
they bring out the
they
hunchback?
when they bring the cardinal
Sanctuary.
they bring the cardinals from all over the world. They vote. When the vote
Right.
fails, they send up black smoke.
Who's the
When
black cardinal? That big highfalutin black cardinal?
he's from Africa,
No, you think? I thought he was from
but
Harlem.
he said he was going to be the Pope pick, and then he said, "Yeah, I want the job," and they said, "No, he's too vain. We can't give him the job now." You're supposed to say, "No, I don't want the job."
I want the job. It's because you're black. No, you're out.
And now you don't. You get one chance at this thing.
But your boy's at MIA. Nobody knows where he
He's
is.
not
And
well.
and and Jean Pierre, whatever her name is, won't do a press conference. But tune into the View tomorrow morning because she'll be a guest on the View.
Well, there you go. Well,
She
she won't announce anything, any ailment on the View. I mean, if there's something really wrong with the president of the United States, it has to be done from the press office in the White
so
House.
you say because we don't know what these idiots are doing over there.
Well, here's what I think is
This
funny:
whole
is
DEI thing is just a bunch of garbage.
DEI. What is?
Diversity, employment, something or another, where they
Oh,
hire black lesbians or the
they can
chick who's
hire
running
whoever they want,
hire
but
the chick who's running the Secret Service who doesn't even know what she's doing.
well,
Or
she's
they
in a heap. She won't have the job long. But
or
here's the
they
thing,
brought out
though.
that the lunch lady who was the Secret Service lady who was hiding behind the president. What
Who
are
is
you
she?
doing? I don't know. I say she's a lunch lady.
So now, okay, so I always ask this question when people are telling me they think that if Republicans, if just say, God forbid, just let's put this all in some hypothetical scenario. If Biden was well, Biden was fine, Biden was the candidate, and 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 then Trump did die. And I'm not wishing this. I've seen some posts you sent me on Instagram, which I think are just foul when people say, I wish he would have died or whatever they've been. But that's not speaking for the majority of Democrats at all. I've heard the outrage of Democrats and Democratic leaders. But would Republicans have done anything different? Because all I keep hearing is, oh my God, you're saying.
I cannot say yay or nay. I can't answer that question because I am not
And
privy
now
to
you've
that
got the. I know
knowledge.
you sent me the director of
Who
the.
would be next in line if Trump got whacked?
They would have to literally at that's my point is it's even a worse situation if it were Trump and if Biden were perfectly healthy because you don't have anybody. You don't even have time for a vote. And if when he got shot that he hadn't even announced his vice presidential pick yet. Is that right or no? Or did he announce it would be JD Vance?
I think he had announced him already.
If he had announced it, that might have been who would have been the candidate. That would have been the only thing they would have had to go on rather
And
than.
then you said something about that guy today. I sent you that post where the guy says all the money's got to be returned.
But then he himself did not touch on if it's Kamala Harris because she's on the ticket. See, this is the money's in the DNC's control. They're going to give it to Kamala Harris. If there's some legal issue, it's not going to stop her from spending it until election day. So it's just going to be an issue that goes on through the courts for the next 10 years. If the Supreme Court even agrees to hear the case, I doubt it. But it's, believe me, there's all the objections in the world that the money shouldn't go. Biden's out. The money needs to go back. First of all, you can send letters to the donors and say, do you want the money to go to Kamala Harris? And there's a lot of money coming in now. So my guess is it's not an issue.
I mean, I don't know.
I
Like I
don't know.
said,
No one knows.
that's
That's what they're
above
saying.
my pay grade.
Well, it's above everybody's apparently because nobody has a straight answer.
Well, what's the Constitution say?
Well, again, the Constitution never addressed these things. So what does the Supreme Court say? They would have to hear the case to know what they feel it says. They're going to use some case law, and the Constitution has never even, the founding fathers have never said to one candidate to another, how much money do you think you can raise? I mean,
I don't
I
think they
don't know.
raised. Did they
It's
raise
like
money
I
back
always
then?
say, when the Supreme Court gets all these questions, and they literally turn down 99% of the cases that they're approached with, but the 50 or 60 a year they hear now, a lot of it doesn't have to do with the Constitution anymore. A lot of it has to do with their own willingness to decide what they want to decide.
Right.
So I would say it's not an issue for Kamala Harris. It may be an issue for another presidential candidate if it runs through the courts, it runs circuit through the courts.
So I heard even Democrats, staunch left, say that Kamala Harris should not get the gig. They need to be able to say who gets the gig. They need to have options.
Well, a person pointed out there's
And
only one other person that even put her name in the running. And when you look at the support Kamala Harris is getting, there's no point in running a mini convention or a mini vote. You got to realize
well, the Obamas want
she's
nothing
got.
to do with her.
I have a feeling that has something entirely different to do with she has enough problems without an Obama endorsement.
And you know why Hillary endorsed her?
I have no idea why. She's not
It's
running,
because
so she said I got nothing to
she's gonna
lose.
be a puppet. She'll be the Clintons' puppet.
No,
Yeah,
I
Harris is a puppet for sure. She's
no, she's coming
clueless.
out strong. She's
She's
coming out.
clueless.
She's swinging at Vance more than anybody,
she's
not
dumb.
Trump even.
She's dumb. She's
Well,
not. She's not a good choice.
but what if she wins?
Well, I was gonna say I'd move to Canada, but I think she'd be better than Trudeau. So I'll move to Mexico. Take my chances with the
Well, that
cartel.
you said was another hoax. Who's that? That's a lady, right? That
Oh, she's Jewish.
whacked
Too.
all the opponents.
She's a
Supposedly
Jew.
she whacked 20 opponents or something. They all died.
Allegedly, I don't know. I don't live in Mexico, so I can't really.
I read it. That's all I did was read it.
Saw
I
it on the
read
internet.
everything.
It's
I
got to be
read
the
it.
truth.
Yeah, that's got to be all true.
Oh my
No, I don't
goodness.
know. I don't know if she'll be. I mean, my feeling is, and you're not gonna. The thing is about it, she is the candidate. Is by all rights, everybody's saying that. She brought in $50 million the first day that she was the assumed candidate. It's the biggest haul ever in a single day. Money talks.
I think Trump beat her.
No, there's all sorts of acknowledgement that in a single day that's the biggest haul ever. He might have more money than her.
Let me look this up.
I don't think Trump brought in more than $50 million in one day.
I know
I think he's
Elon Musk said he was going to give him a ton of money.
Trump.
Yeah.
Well, he also said he's going to buy ABC just to shut the View down.
He should.
He said that.
He's my freaking hero. I love that guy.
Who would spend money on just to shut something down? But we still haven't figured out.
He did it with Twitter.
They literally say he overpaid Twitter $22 billion. The value of the company was $22 billion less than he paid. That's insanity.
All right. So, what's the biggest amount of money a candidate brought in within a day?
Does it say her?
How much money has each president candidate raised? And this must be old because Joe Biden is still on here. Oh, it has Ron DeSantis. Yeah, that was old. I don't know. It's not
Ron
following me.
DeSantis was. Oh, you know why? Because that guy, the hotel guy, donated like $100 million to his Action Pack committee,
Well,
and then got.
I think like I said, I think Elon said he's guaranteeing at least 35 million to Trump.
Yeah, that won't. I'm telling you, I've never seen the Democratic Party so worked up before. They're really in favor of Kamala Harris.
We'll see.
Are you concerned?
No.
You
He's
think
gonna
Trump's
he's
gonna
gonna
win?
he's gonna mop the floor with her.
You really think so?
100%.
So,
He knows how to play that fiddle. He's going to get her so frustrated during a debate, she won't even know what to
well,
do.
they're saying that if there's even a debate, it'll be one, and they don't know that he'll agree to it. I'm not so sure. She is who you think she is, because they say she was tough as nails as an attorney general.
Oh, no, no, no. I've done the research on that. She was a piece of garbage. She flip-flopped. She put more black people away on stupid misdemeanor charges. She was a
No,
piece of garbage. She
so the
was junk.
argument is from a Democratic point of view, she did not show leniency to black people, and that's the
There was a
worry
man
they
on
have.
death row that she would not even relook at his case until the Supreme Court stepped in and told her to relook at it.
Okay, but if she re-looked at it willingly, then everybody would say she was weak.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, at
I
least
don't think I've the more look, more people I talk to on both sides think it's she's a bad move. Matter of fact,
well,
my wife's best friend who is down visiting, helping my wife pack her mother's stuff, um, who is a super liberal, loves Gavin Newsom, thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. Um, said Kamala Harris is not the right choice.
but when you look at it from a national standpoint, she's bringing in a huge amount of money. She's bringing in a huge amount of attention. She's a woman, and when
Because
you think of
people in the upper echelons hate Trump so much they'll support a corpse.
no, this is something I've never seen before. It was more than even Obama. The way the Democrats are so enthusiastic. Not this single person we both know, but the Democrat Party voters as a whole are so
Listen,
enthusiastic.
she
I've
got
never
famous
seen
for being
this.
Montel Jordan or Montel Williams, one of those guys, fly girls,
But
and
okay,
she's blown her way to the top. Look at the picture I just sent
I saw it. Thank you.
you.
But here's the thing, and Laura's probably going to edit that part because
She has. She's notoriously known for being a hoe.
but I'm
Why do you
hoping
think they
Laura.
say Joe and the hoe gotta go?
I don't think any Democrats have ever said that, but
I don't
I'm
know.
sure
I'll have to find it. Now, then you have someone really left crazy liberal like Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, who I have lost all respect for.
he likes
Um,
her.
oh yeah, he's like, this is what this country needs, but he spelled country a different way.
Well, let's not go there because Ivanka Trump spelled Peace
No, no,
Prize
no, no.
wrong.
He did it on purpose.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Country.
I got it. I
Think of
got it.
it.
'Cause I was
Says
gonna
we
say
need a
let's not
female.
talk
He's
about
like, we need a
spelling.
female to run the country.
Well, so
They somebody said that one time. It was funny years ago. I used to listen to Howard Stern many years ago because I was wanting to be in radio, and I said, I'm going to go after the big dog. I don't want to be like Howard Stern. I'm not like that at all. I'm not. But we used to watch him, and then he had his show when we were kids. We'd get the video, and it was all dirty, and we're like, Howard Stern, and he was retarded. I could turn on Howard Stern today, and he'd still be talking about the same thing I listened to 45 years ago.
yeah, he still
He talks
does.
in a circle. But anyway,
Yeah.
someone said I really like country music, and Howard Stern goes, I didn't know they grew on trees.
And everybody laughed.
Oh yeah,
Did
Robin.
Robin go, ha 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 ha
That
ha
laugh
ha?
Robin does.
She's the most dedicated assistant. She
She's been
never
his
did
at his side for what, almost probably
40,
45
50
years.
years. I
Yeah.
was a kid when that show started.
He when he was on WNBC with Imus in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember. We
I
used to
remember the whole
listen to it on the way to school. The bus driver would play Howard Stern. We all wanted
really.
music, and I wanted to listen, but nope, they played Howard Stern. And if my parents had ever caught wind of that, oh my gosh, heads
Now
would
they
have
know.
rolled. Heads would have
See, this is my
rolled.
boy. Come here, come here, come here. Come in the camera. That's my boy, everyone.
Hey, hey, hey.
What you doing, buddy?
Now I got to make it private. We just showed a child on the video. You can't
Can
do
you do
that.
that?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Can you take it out?
No,
I maybe Laura can.
she can't. She
She
doesn't touch
can't.
our videos.
No, she doesn't. Does she?
I think it has to be a child in the video that has that you don't have permission to show.
Yeah, he's my son.
I can make his face blurry.
It's my boy.
Is he the smart one?
They're both smart. They're both geniuses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nikki
They must
kills
get
it
it
in
from their
school.
mother.
Oh yeah. Certainly not their father. You know what you say.
One's an idiot, the other's a genius.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Not that I want to say I told you so, but how long ago have I been saying he was going to step down?
Well, I said I
No,
acknowledge no kid. You've been
just say
saying it
it.
for a long
Just
time.
agree
A long
finally.
time. I
Just agree.
agree.
You said it's never
I
going to
agree.
happen. It can't happen. It won't
No, the
happen.
old saying goes, no candidate, every candidate's never going to step down until they step down. But I didn't think he would. But he's sick. Apparently, there's a problem. It's like you said, he hasn't even been seen in a
He's
few
been
days.
sick for 3 years. He can't.
Listen, Ronald Reagan had dementia the last 2 years of his presidency. It was his second term, but who knows when it
Isn't
started?
that when Genesis made the video where he was at the claymation and the nuke button was there next to him. It was supposed to be the call button and he hit the nuke button. Land of
That may they
confusion.
may
That
have
was they did.
they
It's the
may have
land of
gotten
confusion.
inside information.
I don't know.
Poland.
Let me tell you. I mean, everybody has you know things they struggle with. His happened to be stairs and ice
Well,
cream.
that was
And
actually.
everybody laughed because yesterday when he dropped out of the race was National Ice Cream Day.
Well, that's why he's been gone. He's been eating ice cream for 3 days.
He's on
But
Rehoboth Beach.
Gerald
He
Ford was
doesn't
the
even know he
stare
was
guy
president.
before him. Gerald Ford was the stare guy before him. He
Did he
fell
trip
once
up the
so
stairs too?
yes on it going to Air Force One, and they sent the stairs off to be investigated. They thought it was a form of
They
foreign
tried to
espionage,
assassinate him on the
sabotage.
stairs.
Yeah, he fell bad.
Savoir-faire is everywhere. I still love the video of Bush he's doing the press conference and the reporter throws his shoes at
Throw the
him.
shoe at him, but Bush was good. He was like Bush
Miss me,
almost caught
miss me,
one.
miss me.
No, they were trying to actually get
I love the actually I saw the video the other day of Ronald Reagan when he was at a meeting. Shortly after he'd been shot, he was at a big event and a balloon popped out in the crowd and he's like, missed.
But I always think that was staged. He said missed me. I know. I always
Maybe,
think
I don't
that
know, but it was pretty good.
it was good. He was an actor though.
I love Ronnie.
Yeah, he was
Ronnie's the
good.
boy. Ronnie's the boy.
So
Ronnie's
I gotta
Ronald
know.
Reagan. I think Ronald Reagan was one of our best presidents.
He was definitely there was things he got wrong, but there was a lot of things he got right. I did love him, but I think the
Mr.
best president.
Gorbachev, take down that wall.
Do you know that the story about that is that initially that was gonna he was supposed to read that in German.
Who? Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, initially that line was supposed to be done in German. And it was a mid-level staffer that said you should tell your best lines in English. Initially, he was going to say that in German
Huh.
or Russian
Can
or
you speak German?
German or no. I talk to Mia in German. Sei still when she barks at everybody.
That means shut up,
And
right?
yeah, and I tell her to zits. Zits is sit, but she doesn't know.
She don't
Mia's
know.
my
She's like, I'm gonna
Mia's
bite
my
you for
purebred
being
German Shepherd.
stupid.
She's so
Is she a
beautiful.
purebred?
Purebred,
Like my Roddy?
100%. Yeah,
He's a purebred Serbian.
like Diesel.
Diesel's not purebred.
Who is Boz?
Nope.
Prince?
Prince. Prince is purebred Rottweiler, or purebred Serbian Rottweiler.
Wow, that's why he's so pretty.
And that's why he has a tail because that's their balance. You can't crop their tails. That's their balance point.
He's adorable.
Yes. No, Boz is a black lab pit mix. Well, we think he might have pointer in him too, because sometimes he'll stand out in the yard. He's got his paw out, and you're like, "What are you doing, bro? What do you?"
Maybe he's gay.
He might be.
What did he
I
do?
was just about to say come work with you, but I was about to say
Your
where, and I
son,
can't.
your son is gay.
He's not.
He's
And
not.
then Diesel is a Neapolitan Mastiff Blue Heeler mix.
Really?
Yeah.
Diesel's a douche. He yelled at me.
I tell people that all the time.
He yelled
I
at
said,
me.
my Mastiff's a douchebag. They're like, why? I go,
He
because he just
is.
barks at you.
He yelled at me so bad,
And then he
growled,
hides behind my wife.
and then I said,
Was
"Just
Lorianne
calm
there? Yeah,
down."
Lorianne was there.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. She was
yes,
on the
yeah.
show. The Big Shoe.
The big shoe.
If we
Yes,
ever do that
yes.
again, we have to find a better room because there was such an echo in that room from
We're getting
the.
better at this. We're getting so better. Soon we're gonna have studios. We're gonna have two studios, one for you and one for me. We're gonna
Mine's gonna
have,
have the light that you flick on. It says on the air. Boom.
yeah. My son said, "No, you won't." He just whispered in my ear.
Tell him to settle down there, buddy.
Settle down there, young man. It's it's okay to dream big. Donald Trump says so. It's okay to
And
dream
that's your
big.
hero.
DJT is not for me.
We're gonna get him on the show. The Big
I would
Shoe.
like to get who did I want to get on the show today? I said I was going to email her. I'd like to get Kamala Harris on the show. I'm going to email. I want
I
to
don't
start
know
getting.
that I could. I don't know that I can. Well, just like if I had Trump on the show, I'm not sure you could talk to him.
I could talk to him.
Could you?
Oh yeah, he was a president.
He
He
will
gave
be
up a
again.
lot.
He's the next
He gave up
president.
a lot. What are
How about
you
that?
gonna?
I don't know if you can see that. Can you see
What is
that?
it? Love
Live on the
live on
air.
air. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Are you gonna order that?
Uh, Not right now. I think
Is it expensive?
no. It's $29.
Oh, maybe I'll
Ooh,
order one.
there's a pink one.
Pink would be better.
Um, yeah, I don't. That's all I have in my studio. We're
Oh
gonna put
yeah.
soundproofing up, and it's gonna be
Oh yeah. It's
beautiful.
gonna be great.
Then we'll have a
I
green
can't wait.
screen behind me, so I can always be somewhere.
So I gotta know, you being the heartbeat of the Trump conspiracy theorists, what are you gonna do if Kamala Harris wins? Can't move to Canada.
I'm practicing. What's that all about, eh? Let's get a pack of
All
smokes.
about, all about, all about.
Get some Molson.
Molson's
Uh,
good.
that's a big moose. I'll just keep on going, bro. Just like when Obama won twice. I didn't leave the country.
But nobody ever said it was a conspiracy or whatever, a hoax or
That was long
theft.
before I was even interested in political stuff. I just knew that it was wrong.
As the politician part, but not the election part. Did you hear our guest talk about switching votes and all?
He
I
did.
wonder, huh?
He says he's got some pertinent information that he can bring people down.
I want him to come back on the show.
We'll have him on.
That was interesting stuff.
I think I'm going to try and do another show this week on Wednesday. Since you're out of town, I'm trying to get a guest speaker, and then you can pop in and say hi if you have time. But if you're with the family doing stuff, what are you doing on Wednesday?
I think I can if you do it around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I think I'll be all right. If not, you're fine.
When do you go to Georgia?
Maybe Wednesday.
You might be driving.
I might be driving. I
Or
don't. This is only
does your
we're only
wife
here
drive?
for a
Does
couple.
your Juanito drive?
Honeyto drives. She
Yeah.
drives good.
I don't know.
Everybody's still making fun of me. It took me like 11 and a half hours to get here. I'm like, I don't see how anybody got here from where I came in 9 hours. I don't see how.
Oh, sorry. You got me up late tonight. Huntsville, Alabama, huh?
Huntsville.
So from my house to Huntsville, if I wanted to sneak up on you,
Is it nine? It's gonna say 9 hours.
9 hours and 15 minutes.
Took me 11 hours
Wow,
and
you got to
30
drive
minutes.
all the way through Georgia.
I did every part of it.
Or
I
if I went
saw.
the other route up 95, it's 10 hours and 12 minutes.
I
Did you
didn't
go
go
up
up there.
75?
75.
Did
Yeah.
you passed my Buckies? Oh no,
Make.
they haven't built the new Buckies
I
up
passed
Valley
two
yet.
Buckies. I passed two.
Then you went 95.
Are you sure?
100%. There's no Buckies on 75 yet. There was the one in
Well,
Daytona, and then there's the one in Jackson in
I
St.
passed
Augustine.
two. I didn't
Yeah,
stop
Daytona.
in either.
Were they in
But
Florida?
No, they were in Georgia and
Oh, well,
here.
then maybe you went the right way because if you pass the two in Florida, they're in Daytona and St. Augustine.
No, they were way on down the road. When
Dude, you got to go to Bucky's.
I thought about it, but I just kept going. I just wanted to get here.
Their
I just
brisket
wanted
is
to.
phenomenal. I know you were
That's what
living on
everybody.
lentil and rice, but
I did.
sure the steak in that cab was terrible. Your truck needs to be fumigated.
I told my friend Tom, the chef, he's like, you got to stop at Bucky's. They got the best brisket is the one thing he was saying, and then they beef jerky was another.
Beef jerky's really good. I actually like they make this breakfast burrito that's spicy and caliente.
Caliente.
It's caliente.
That would be Spicy's
I like it though.
picante.
Everything.
Picante.
I've never had anything bad in Bucky's. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I have a Bucky's lunchbox and a big Bucky's 40-ounce tumbler.
Do you really?
Yeah,
I've never
it's not a
seen that.
lunchbox; it's a cooler. But
I have to go there. I should have went there, fired up the computer, and did the show live from Bucky.
live from Bucky's, it's political
Isn't
no
there
brainer.
tables and everything there?
No,
No,
no, outside maybe.
really?
You could have done a live Facebook and been like, "Hey Zach, look where I am. Look at you. You're falling asleep on TV."
No, I'm not falling asleep on. That was a big yawn.
It was big. It was bigly. It was huge.
Was it big? Was
So
it?
Biden's out. Kamala's in.
Well, we think so.
Trump's going to mop the floor with her.
I
I
don't
don't.
think
I don't think.
so.
I don't think she's got it.
So I
She
think she's
talks a
gonna.
big talk, but I think she's going to cackle the whole time, and people are going to. Someone's going to take a shot at her who's even on the left. They might be like, "Enough with the cackling."
Well, the guy that shot Trump was on the right.
Allegedly.
He was,
Allegedly.
he was a dedicated Republican,
No, his Facebook said he hated Trump with a passion. And then
but
I
he was
saw
a
him
registered
at another
Republican.
rally, and he went off on somebody how all Republicans must die. So no, he
Oh
was not
God,
Republican.
really?
Yes,
Oh,
don't believe the hype. I do the research, son. I go down the rabbit holes.
there's gonna be heads rolling at the Secret Service,
Uh,
especially
they,
this lady.
did you see his Secret Service detail he had with him at the RNC?
Well, they said the lady, the director of the Secret Service, said he didn't request any extra additional help for this particular
I think she's
gathering,
lying.
and one of the senators said because you said no so many times. And I just thought that was funny. Apparently, they never. But there is
So the
something to be
detail
said.
that was supposed to go with him actually got pulled off and went with Jill.
So there the story goes. But again, it would just be a standard practice
Oh
to
no, I
switch
talked to
people.
the Secret Service. I checked it out. I verified it.
No, but here's the thing. It's just it happens. And then the heads roll. But mishaps happen. Ronald Reagan got shot and they said they fixed everything. Apparently
The
they
whole
didn't.
thing. Okay, if you watch the Reagan shooting, he gets shot. They had him in the car, and the car drove away less than like 4 seconds or something ridiculous. They let Trump stand back up and wave at people. Are you wanting him to get shot in the head? I think so.
Well,
They should have
no,
never let
that's
him stand up. They should have said, "Screw your shoes. Let's go." Why were his shoes off anyway?
I told you because it has something to do with knowing if he's gonna faint or something.
Really?
It's a medical practice, yeah. It
You-
releases the blood pressure or something. I was reading it. I
Oh,
sent you
because
the
he got
notes.
shot, so he could have went into shock, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Well,
But
when I got shot, they
as
didn't take
far
my
as him
shoes off.
standing up, he is an aggressive guy. So,
The
and
bigger the
that's
big
another.
if it was all the big guys, they would have lifted him and carried him. He'd have been gone.
I mean, you. The problem isn't so much about
So
how they
someone
handled
told me
those.
that his detail at the RNC was not even Secret Service; they were ex Navy SEALs,
Well, because of this.
and they were all big monsters. They were like,
But Navy SEALs aren't always the solution. You remember the kids that got caught in the cave in Thailand and the world we sent Navy SEALs. It was a Navy SEAL or a Thai SEAL that died. It's not the SEALs. You need people trained in this type of security. There should have been somebody watching that building. Something went wrong there. And she said
well, they
no.
said there were so many things that happened The cops saw the guy. Cops, he aimed his gun at the cops. They backed off. He walked in with a ladder. How do you walk into a thing with a ladder?
Well, you could be a construction worker. I don't know how, but this is the same thing. We were
Have you ever
telling.
been in a building where the president is?
Yes, I have actually. Jimmy Carter.
And was it shut, locked down, tighter than a
Yes.
drum? Yeah.
Actually,
So
that's a long story because when we went
long
to
story.
see Jimmy Carter teach Sunday school, I had called the church and they said it never fills up. When we went already, he had announced he was sick, and there was 300 cars on the side of the road waiting to see him. So he had to do another sermon at another building outside the church he normally does it in, at a school nearby, and there was an um, hour and a half pause because the CIA was checking the building inside and out before they
Yeah.
let him in.
Not the CIA, Secret Service.
Secret Service.
CIA
And
was the
because he was going to another building, they landed another, it was US Marine helicopter. They landed another one on the ground with more people. So it is a little weird how they handled Donald Trump's security, but it could be his own doing because I've heard they've suggested to him some of the venues weren't safe and he does
Come
them
here, boys.
anyway. He likes big crowds
Yeah. I don't know. I
and
mean, you're right. I mean, he's a rock star.
they
I just
suggested to him.
remember. So I was never in a building the president was in that I can remember. But
I've got a
this was in
picture.
1986. I was working for the Princeton Hyatt Regency. I was the doorman. I was 17 years old, maybe 16. No, I had my driver's license because I was driving. But I was in high school. So anyway, I was the doorman. And the governor of New Jersey came. There was this big gala event. They had me in a tuxedo, white gloves. I was opening the door for everybody. I had a top hat on. I looked like the Monopoly man, right? And I was not in my usual doorman attire. And anyway, when it was Governor Florio, Jim Florio, I think his name was, and when he got there, his security detail, which is Jersey troopers, had already checked the whole building, and they were out front, ready to go. And then they walked him in, and they of course stepped back. I opened the door, pictures, tick, 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 tick. He walks through the door, and then they go in. It was kind of cool though.
So I was on Fifth Avenue. I walked into Trump Towers before Trump was president, of course. Trump's limo pulled up. Everybody knew it was his limo. When you walked in the building, you could tell it was his elevator. The doors were waiting open for him. He walked through the lobby. Everybody said hi to him. Back then, he was a rock star.
Was
And
Kevin from was the Home Alone kid there and ask him where the lobby was?
and and the guy that was there was his lawyer, and he said, and they were both they were talking, and somebody said something, and Trump said, "Did you fire anybody? Have you fired anybody today?" Because that's when he put the banner up on his building, "You're fired." He was on The Apprentice firing everybody,
That was a great
and
show.
yeah, they like
Did you watch it?
but. I did here and there. I mean, it dragged on, and the projects were kind of silly. You're gonna open this boutique store, you're just gonna open this camera store, but I did watch it here and there. But his security was better then than it was during that shooting.
Yeah,
When he was entering
of
his building,
course.
his own people were better. This is a true story that he had bad security that day. That was a bad situation. That kid should have never been able. I always thought the kid actually got in the chute that goes to the ceiling with bolt cutters. I'm like, how can a kid get in a building near a president with bolt cutters? But then they say he literally had a ladder.
He literally walked in with a ladder with a rifle strapped on his back,
There's a real problem there.
and
And
they want to ban AR-15s, ban morons who don't know how to
So
protect the president.
you didn't watch the hearing when the Democrat and the Republican were sitting next to each
I
other
missed it.
talking
You told
about.
me about it though.
Yeah, they were talking about how they were both singing Kumbaya coming to this meeting, and then suddenly this guy just went off, and a lady was standing behind him with Coroplast charts, and I just wondered how that Republican felt, if he felt duped or not.
He's
I
probably
gotta,
going, "You need to get shot with an AR-15."
because that's just. I mean, I don't care either way. I've never owned an AR-15, and I don't care if they regulate them, and I don't see the point in it because only because
What?
if they were.
What would you regulate an AR-15? I happen to
They're
have.
saying they're going to ban them from civilian use. That's
Well,
the kind of legislation they want.
cold dead hands is what I say.
Right, you won't turn yours in, will you?
No,
No.
no. I
And so what's the point at this point? And then
I'm
whenever they
actually looking to buy a suppressor for it.
So when you pass this type of
You know
legislation,
what a
there's a
suppressor
lag
is?
time. Yeah. No, you're talking about a silencer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
it's
that's a whole nother
my
argument
but
that
my
I
buddy
had some.
my buddy has one. It shoots it. Oh, it's so amazing. It's like literally like that's all you hear.
Well, they're saying this kid's gun was just a piece of crap, but it was an AR-15. They're saying
Well,
there's a
did you
lot
watch the
better.
video I sent you with the sniper talking about the scope he
Right.
had? He
That
didn't
was
have
what
a
I'm talking
scope. He
about.
was
Right.
just using. Yeah, I mean that was very interesting stuff.
But that means if that kid didn't have any of the proper equipment, he's a pretty good shot because it was still 500 feet away.
No, he was 120
Yards.
yards or feet.
No, he couldn't have been feet. The president was not
How
standing
many yards in a foot? Three.
103,
So
360,
124
400
divided by
feet.
3, 41 feet per. Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah. And from a roof at an angle, he's a pretty good shot. And the only reason he missed is because Trump turned his head.
Trump, you know, that whether you want to believe it or not, I think the good Lord was looking over him for sure.
Well, you know what I say about that is because if you ever read his books, I read two of Trump's books, and one was The Art of the Deal, the other was the second book he wrote, and he talks about how he was in his limo, and Anthony Calamari was his driver at the time. So that's the guy that was the promoted to like vice president of Westchester County operations or something. And he said, Mr. Trump, did you bring a speech with you? And Trump said, no, I just do these things off the top of my head. And he said, you're getting paid a lot for this speech. He said, I can do this stuff off the top of my head every day. Suddenly now it's a sign of aging because he keeps talking about how the only reason he turned his head was to refer to his nose.
No, he
So I'm
was
just,
looking up at the sign when he because he was talking about illegals coming over the border. If you watch, he looks up at the screen because they were putting up illegals, and then he was saying those numbers aren't right. That was the old numbers.
oh, is that what it is?
Yes,
Okay, well, he's still going to get old someday. But here's the thing.
everybody gets old.
Yeah, but
I
he's,
truly think. Look, this is a Republican saying this. Besides term limits on senators and Congress, I think there should be an age limit on people trying to be president. They
there
say
should
wisdom
be.
comes with age, but sometimes age just takes over.
No, because they talk about like they say like Warren Buffett, for example, he's 93 and he's running $1 trillion conglomerate. You know what? He's doing whatever he wants. He wakes up when he wants. He leaves work when he wants. He's not under the scrutiny of a presidential schedule.
No, not at
It's
all. But
so you could say
and
he's
I heard
93
like when
doing
Trump
all
was
these
in
things.
office, he was up 23 hours a day.
Well, they say that now about him. That's allegedly he's always up and doing
That's
stuff, and
why because
he's calling
he
people at
drinks
weird
Diet
hours.
Cokes.
He calls people at weird hours,
Did
and
you watch
nobody.
his granddaughter speak?
No,
She did a beautiful job. I hope
I
my
know.
granddaughter thinks of me like that.
Well, you don't have 100 grand to pay her.
Maybe I will.
You may.
Maybe I will. You don't know. You don't know me.
I do know that
Oh,
this podcast is going to be huge,
bigly.
bigly. And here's the thing: is we bring it to the people, just like that guy said. We do it in a way that no one else can do it. We disagree on everything, but we're still friends until the day we die, and that's a beautiful thing.
I agree.
I know anything about.
But hey, we've been on for an hour.
I saw you scratch your ear.
I was itching. These headphones are itching me.
Are you
I
sure?
figured out a way to make it come through the speakers, but I guess I
You
could
know what
do
I
it.
found? I found the
Jesus,
thing for the. I found it. The spit
what?
guard
The spit guard.
for the bikes we were in our shirt. Mine was
Oh,
missing
where was it?
under my seat because when I was driving here to Alabama, I dropped my keys behind my seat. And I
Well,
was
don't
like,
throw it away. We need it.
I got it. I'm
I
not
thought you were
throwing
talking
it.
about.
I found it. You told me it's probably in the car, and I looked all over, but now it's there.
I have a spit guard for this microphone. It's actually a pop guard, so you don't pop. But I don't pop my peas, so
Oh, that's what that is?
yeah, it's supposed to help you. When I was in radio, you learn how to talk when you're in radio, so you don't like some words you don't enunciate properly. You instead of saying properly, you don't pop your p, you just properly.
So how do I sound?
I don't know.
It's true.
You
We're gonna have
sound
to
like
ask
where you work.
Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us how the idiot sounds.
You know, I really hope we get both sides of the fence following us, and then I'm the idiot and you're the genius, and you're the idiot and I'm the genius.
Well,
And
I gotta start
let
shooting
them
emails
battle
out.
out, and you'll see just pictures of me eating popcorn in the comments. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm ready. We need more
Like,
guests.
subscribe, share, tell a
Comment.
friend, send a
Yes.
fax.
Tell us who.
Guys, send us some info. We are on Facebook under Facebook, Political No Brainer. We are on YouTube, Political No Brainer Podcast. We are on Twitter, Political No Brainer. We are on Instagram, Political No Brainer. I'm working on getting the results filled out. So, I mean, if you go on there and there's nothing there, it's because I'm slacking.
What about we're on X too, aren't we?
That's Twitter.
Have you
Twitter,
called
X,
it?
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think Elon wants you to call it X.
No, Elon's got to pay me money.
Tell him to come on
Then
the
he can tell me
show.
whatever he wants. If he don't pay me nothing, he can shut his cake hole.
We need to get him on the show.
Yeah.
And Kamala.
I'd like to get that guy. He's here in Florida, Sabatini.
Sabatini. Let's send him an email. I will. I will.
You got political sway. You used to be running for the House of
I
Representatives, right?
ran. I ran. I ran. I'm gonna run. I might run for governor again. I want to unseat DeSantis once and for all.
Who?
DeSantis.
You stop it. You can't unseat him.
He's unseatable. He's not. He's
No, you just can't get that
unstoppable.
close. You ain't gonna get enough votes on your ballot to unseat him. You'll have my vote, your vote, and your wife probably won't even vote for you.
No, I doubt it. My son would, but he's not old enough.
He's not old enough. One of them's going to be soon, though, right?
Yes,
I think
very
he's
soon.
what,
17, 16.
17,
Yes, 16.
16?
You're right. Yeah. And when
Oh.
people vote for the first time at the age of 18, they're more likely to be lifetime voters than if they wait later in life.
We took the kids, both of them.
That's a beautiful thing. And I've seen the little one shooting an AR-15. I thought that was pretty neat.
She's a rock star.
We should play that video, but like you said, I guess we just have to comply with it, right?
Well, she's 21.
She's 21.
She's not a child.
How old was she when she was shooting that gun? She looked like she was 12. She looks young.
No. Yes, well, she does look young, but no, it was last year.
20.
Yeah, she loves my AR. She loves anything.
I would.
The bigger the gun, the more she loves it.
I was driving here. There was a big billboard for a gun shooting range that said "Try one." I was gonna go pull over and go rent me an
I'll take you with
AR-15.
me. We're gonna go.
I want to go.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
do a live, quick little remote live from the gun range. Trippy's going to shoot an
I.
AR-15. He's worried about blowing somebody's ear off.
That would be fun. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, let's wrap this big shoe up.
Let's do it. All right.
I got to go to bed. It's that time.
All right, brother.
It's not that
Let's
time.
wrap it up. You're
All
going to
right.
bed.
So, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend,
Comment.
tell us anything you want to hear or talk about. Just let us know. We'll be back. I'll be back. I'm going to do another show this week. I'm actually on my friend's podcast tomorrow night, Prophet and Paradox. You want to find them on YouTube under the Daniel Q.
Send me that link again. I want to watch it tonight.
Okay.
I'm up.
But I'm going to be on it. And he's hopefully going to join us on our next show.
That would be awesome.
And then I talked to Joe, my pastor, and he's going to join us. And he's ready.
I'm ready for him. I love it. Let's do it.
Trippy's
All
going
right.
to become.
I'm ready. I'm going to keep this
Trippy's
computer
going to
set
start
up.
going to church with me. He's going to get saved. He's not going to know what to do. Anyway, we will catch you guys on the flippity flop side. We love you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with our babbling baloney. Baloney, Mrs. Maloney.
Peace and love.
Peace out. See you soon.
See ya.